just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Oh, Big Sills, National Football Show. Do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. You know, yesterday I started the program out with a lot of good vibe, okay? And I said I was going to be completely positive and everything. Really enjoyed yesterday's show, you know, with all the positivity and everything going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, all in OTAs, by the way. Go over to our website. Xander put it up, baby. You can get all the information. John McMullen is doing a sensational job at JAKIBsports.com in covering the OTAs. And there's a lot of love going on over there at the OTAs at NovaCare Center, baby. Woo! Man, they love that. Everybody's in a good mood here. All right. I promise you, I'm going to be as objective as I possibly can today. For the next 3 hours, by the way, hour 3, 5:30 Eastern time, the legendary Merrill Reese will join us. Your golden voice of your Philadelphia Eagles will join us in hour number 3. All right. Oh, and by the way, I'd like to welcome the Eagles aboard, the Sixers, soon-to-be Flyers. Little Birdie told Big Sills, is Rick Tocchet going to be the next coach of the Philadelphia Flyers? Stay tuned. Rick Tocchet's my boy. Could Rick Tocchet, the Rocket, and former Flyer himself, be the next head coach of your Philadelphia Flyers? Remember where you heard it first. How you doing? Keep that in the back of your mind there. All right. So, look, I want to ask a couple questions before we get into our main topics here today. Okay? Take me back. Xander, you pop in too, man. Okay? Take me back to 2017. In the preseason, what were the expectations of that Super Bowl champion team when you went into that 17 year? Was it as high as it is now? Were there expectations that people had put on that team? Take me back, because what I'm looking at now is there more hype around this football team than there was around that eventual Super Bowl champion team? Who had more hype in the preseason, in your opinion? The 17 Super Bowl team or this team here? You see, I could say theoretically, watch this, that there's more hype here because you guys have been through it and you saw what a team could do coming from nowhere. So you know what the yellow brick road looks like. You feel me? Before, you had no sense of what the Super Bowl was going to be like back in the day in 17 in that preseason. Xander says this, feels like more hype now, especially before the season. Nobody knew what we had in 17 until the story started to unfold. That's a great, great story for 17. It's true. Quarterback gets hurt. I mean, it was theatrics. That whole thing was theatrical. It was reality television right in front of you. Other quarterbacks were getting hurt in the postseason. Things just fell into place, and then you outplayed Brady and the Patriots. You beat the GOAT and the GOAT of a coach to win a Super Bowl. So there was, the way Xander's talking, and some of you are out there talking, there wasn't really a lot of hype around that 17 team. Let me read over here. No, it wasn't as high. Not expected at all, Kevin says. 2022 team, way more hype. This year, the draft we had. Underdog story. Okay, so why do you have more expectations than this year or this year on this team than you did on the 17 team? Are we getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here? Okay? Wizzo says, yesterday you compared the Phillies rebuild to the Rams, but failed to mention they gave Golf 5 years. I compared the Phillies rebuild to the Rams? When have the Rams been in a rebuild? The Rams had a down year and then came back. They had 1 year where they didn't make the playoffs under Sean McVay at 9-7. I wouldn't call that a rebuild. I would call getting their ducks in a row when it came to their salary cap. You sucked for 10 years with the Phillies. They've missed on numerous draft choices, over-evaluated prospects, no pitching and bullpen. End of story with that. End of story, and you bring in a guy who can swing the meter when it comes to bringing in tickets. That doesn't translate into championships. It's called fool's gold. They should be called the Philadelphia Fool's Gold because all you have is Harper and nothing else really. So I don't know if I really said rebuild. They moved on from golf, and golf got them to a Super Bowl. So if 1 year removed from not making the playoffs and still finishing 9-7 is a rebuild to you, okay. I said it was a downturn and then they went back up again. I think those were my comments. Okay? Golf played 5 years in Los Angeles. Played 5 years? Huh. I didn't realize he played that long. Andrew, yes, we are all getting way ahead of ourselves with respect to the Eagles this year. It's pretty simple. If Hurts, ball the ceiling is high. If he's average, we're 9-10. 9-10 win team. Okay, let me go here with you here with Jalen Hurts. You know, and I was flipping through the channels, and Xander, I heard this on Sports Take, and I heard a guy who they were talking to. His name escapes me right now, but I heard this. And this gentleman was right. By the way, Sports Take does a great job. I hope you check him out. Dave Zangaro. Okay. This is what I heard him say. Jalen Hurts is going, and I'm paraphrasing here. Jalen Hurts is going to improve. But will it be enough? Okay. And I got a problem with something else again, and I got to get it off my chest. Okay? So these guys are, instead of with the 6 days of OTAs, they're going 4, and they're only practicing 53 minutes a day. This is going to carry over into training camp, too. These guys don't believe in practicing. Okay? In my opinion, last year was a fluke. Hey, you were healthier last year than you were during your Super Bowl run. Think about that for a minute. Who cares? Think about that for a minute. You were healthier last year than you were for your Super Bowl season. Who cares about health? Who cares? Go practice and play. How are you supposed to look at Jalen Hurts and give him a fair opportunity when he's throwing with some quarterback guy in California and you don't practice hard? You don't find that to be a problem? I cannot believe that. You're looking at last year and giving them all this equity because no one got hurt. Who gives a shit? You won 9 games. You got destroyed in the playoffs. You lost everybody in that 17 season. You had musical chairs in the O-line. You lost your starting MVP quarterback, and you still won the freaking Super Bowl. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? It contradicts itself. You were a mash unit in 17, and you still won it. You were as healthy as you were ever going to be last year, and you were destroyed in a playoff game. And you couldn't beat a winning team. What are we talking about? So they practiced 53 minutes, and again, OTAs, I'm not going to, but they're going to carry this over into training camp. You know they're not going to go full training camp 2-a-days. They're going to do the same shit they did last year. And they're going to get out to a slow start like they did a year ago, 2-5. Yeah, but Dan, the schedule, I don't give a shit about that. You're not prepared. You're not practicing and getting ready for an upcoming NFL season. And you think because they were healthy last year, that gives you the autonomy to do it again? Nobody in their right mind thinks that's a right approach. Nobody. Nobody thinks that's a right approach. I haven't talked to anyone who thinks that that's a proper approach by not practicing hard. I mean, really. Okay? Your entire 17th season was marred with injuries all over the lineup. Defense, offense, especially in the O-line and at quarterback. And you still won them. Lack says, tell them why you're mad, Sills. Because you're not preparing what could be a fantastic season and you're not putting the work in. That's why. Mad? Hey, just because I'm loud doesn't mean I'm mad. I'm trying to make a point here to you. Lack of practice. Have you ever done anything in your life right and excellent the first time? Anything that takes a precision. Anything that takes precision and excellence. Have you ever done it right without practicing it? Anything in your life? Okay? Come on, man. Tony, play like you practice. You're damn right. Hey, you know what, man? Hey, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to back up. If you guys tell me I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You're right. They should worry about health. And it's all good. Don't practice. 50 minutes of practice. You know, I heard a guy talking. He was out there at OTAs. Shit, he got up and he was looking at attendance. Practice was over. That's how you get better? By preserving? And because you thought it worked last year? Who in their right mind thinks that? That was luck last year. That was luck that you were healthy. Jesus criminy, man. If there's one guy on the Philadelphia Eagles who needs massive reps, it's the quarterback. He doesn't need less work. You're making Jalen Hurts seem like this guy's Russell Wilson. He is far from that. I heard that report around with Sports Take, guys. He even goes like this. That guy ain't good enough yet. That's a reporter in Philly, not Sileo saying it. He ain't good enough. And you're going to sit there and go like this. Well, let's not practice. The guy was saying he took attendance. Practice was over. I'm like, wow. Man, maybe things have changed so much so that's how people do it today. I know that's not how the Patriots practice. Or the Buccaneers practice. They don't practice. I know this. The Buccaneers do not practice like that. Okay? The Bucs do not. They got an hour and a half practice. And it's pretty intense. It's OTA, so I get that. But this shit's going to carry in for the Eagles into training camp in July. We saw it play out last year like that. Okay? Susan's like, let's stop being mediocre. Susan, Stefan says it's June 7th. Stefan, if you're doing shit on June 7th, the same way you're going to do it on July 7th, what's the difference? You're going to get out to a slow start. This is a philosophy. This isn't something they're just doing on June 7th. You're exaggerating silence. They have 90-plus days of practice left. What 90-plus days? It's against the NFL Players Association and the CBA to have organized team activities, you jackasses. You can't just get the team together with coaches. You get fined for that. There was a team that was just fine because they had more contact. You don't have that any longer. You mean 90 days? What do you think? They're going to practice for the next? Bro, after this, it's over. That's right. The Vikings just lost a day of OTAs because of contact in May. Okay? The Bears, excuse me. Come on, man. You don't practice every day. They got 90 days of practice. No, they don't. Not true. Hey, gaming, it's not that, man. By the way, that non-practicing stuff, it's prepper. Dude, okay, you guys think I'm wrong? You think I'm wrong? Kevin, it's completely right. The new CBA changed everything, man. Your lack of preparation to get into a regular season nowadays, there's no question. It hurts a lot of teams. That's why teams like Seattle and New England, they get fined all the time because they go too excessive. How is he going to improve? How is the quarterback supposed to improve by throwing with a guy in California? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. 50 minutes? Here, let's just do this, gaming. 50 minutes of practice? Well, you're stretching for 15 of it. Then you go over and you do a little 9-on-7. You probably get 30 minutes of true practice. I mean, what's the point? You get more reps of sports talk than you do football. Seriously, man. Hoss, my first day on the radio in San Francisco, I blew out loud until I realized it just had to be me. And everything became second nature. That's when you know you have, and it builds confidence in anything you do in your life. The more you do it, the more confident you get at it. Doesn't matter if you're sweeping a restaurant. Doesn't matter if you're an elevator operator. The more you do something, the better you get at it. And you're not, hey, you get 30 minutes of practice a day. Dude, I don't get it. People keep telling me, well, Jalen's going to have this window. And like I said, I heard this reporter on the Sports Take show today, and he goes like this, how much is he going to improve? I don't know. And that is the dynamic. How much is he going to improve? Do you really believe in your heart Jalen Hurts is going to improve enough for them not to take those 2-1s? Do you know there's 5 teams with 2-1s next year in the 2023 draft? There's 5 teams. So the guy you may be earmarking for potentially the guy you want to be your signal caller, you got 4 other teams. 4 other teams that are going to be vying for the same position. And most of those teams are going to be looking for quarterbacks. Okay? Look, all I'm saying and all I'm bringing up to you is, again, I'm just bringing this up to you. So you think he's going to improve by throwing with a guy in California and not practicing enough? How? Who would in their right mind think that? You just magically think he's going to become this progression reader? I hear what Nick's saying. Man, he looks on. I'm going to get to that too. He has to say that. Guy looks great in helmets and shorts for 30 minutes. How in the world do you make that assessment? Well, the ball looks different. 30 minutes of practice a day. Really, Nick? Okay. Really? You can look at a guy who looked like shit in that playoff game against Tampa Bay and then turn around in 30 minutes of practice and go, he looks different. And you're not practicing enough. Just help me out. Go sales your way off base. Just say it. I won't lose my shit on you on it, but how? Daz says he needs to live in the film room. Daz, that's the least thing I think he needs. Jalen Hurts is on an NFL football field because he's a coach's kid. He knows that. He knows that. Remember the intangibles? That's an intangible. He needs to be throwing passes, leading guys. How many times in passes last year did you see Jalen Hurts throw where the receiver had to stop and he didn't throw him at stride? 60%? He didn't hit guys in stride last year. Okay? They were sit, catch, and turn kind of patterns. They were in stride. He couldn't find Devontae for the entire first half of a playoff game that way. And the Eagles believe, by the way, this ain't on Jalen. I'm not on Jalen for this. Organizationally, are you really giving him a chance to improve? How? You're not playing him in the exhibition games. Nigel says, I'm not off, but I'm exaggerating. Exaggerating on what point? Tell me the point I'm exaggerating on. I'd like to know what you're talking about. I'll address it. If you tell me the point I'm exaggerating on. Joseph, wrong about what? Big Sills, I love you, but I hope you're as wrong about this. Joseph, so you think not practicing and not being in physical practices or getting reps, he's going to get better? What am I saying that's over the top here? Hi, what's up, brother? If Hurts don't work out, we got next year. Oh, God. Let's worry about 2022 today. I don't care about next year's draft. You got an opportunity in front of you. I'm picking you to win the NFC. Not like this. Gaming. The 2017 team was littered with injuries. Was it not? Guys, you were healthy last year and were destroyed in a playoff game. You had a litter of injuries in 17 and won the Super Bowl and kicked the shit out of a dynasty. What are we doing? What are we saying here? What are we talking about? Being healthy? Who cares? I want to win games. Well, we want to be healthy. Why? What did it get you last year? It got you a first-round bounce. I mean, that's playing it safe. You know what it's almost like? Hey, we got to the postseason. Whew, wasn't that a great victory? You know what it makes me feel like? That the front office was as happy about making the postseason with a first-year coach in Jalen Hurts and making that postseason as they were winning the Super Bowl. Give a shit about health. What good is health if you get crushed? Omar, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why are they not wanting to get him more reps with his teammates? Here. Big change. What were the comments? Let me get these comments here. Nick Sirianni, I noticed a big change in Jalen Hurts. Crisper ball. More accurate. More accurate with who? So in the 30 minutes that you had him, not counting stretching for the 53-minute practice, you made that determination that his ball is crisper and he's more accurate. Okay, I won't do that. It's coach talk. Hey, you look great. Okay? I get you trying to build confidence. I'm all over that, and I get it, and it's needed, and I understand that. And by the way, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I think you got to work for shit in life, especially when you're trying to do something like this. Man, it takes a lot of work, thousands of hours to win ball games. When the lights aren't on, man, you got to work your tail off to get those wins in that league. And you're going around going like this, well, we're not going to practice. 6 days OTAs, you only go 4 and you're going 50 minutes. 30 probably with team activities. 30-minute practices a day. And you know they're going to call camp early in the fall in July. I'm just saying, dude. I mean, I don't see it. Okay? He is in voluntary training. There's nothing voluntary about the NFL. Seals, you're completely wrong. Jeffrey Lurie ain't that type. He's like winning football. He canned his best friend for a losing season. Okay. Chris, we need to practice dude, when you practice game tempo and you're practicing like you play games, nothing shocks you when you get into the games. It's OTAs. If it was training, why? Flex, they did that shit last year. They called training camp last year. They didn't practice the full amount of time at training camp. They pulled out of two-a-days, and then they broke camp. They were one of the first teams last year to break camp. Okay? And it resulted in 9 wins, not beating a winning team and getting crushed in the postseason. And they call that a victory lap. All right. I thought this year was about getting better, making another step. That's not how you make other steps. Working less. And hey, you got new faces on your team. You might want to try working them into a system. I don't think we lost the playoff game because we didn't practice enough. No, Chris, you lost that playoff game because you had inferior talent. Oh, and by the way, are you under the impression that Jalen Hurts works harder than Tom Brady? You're wrong. Jalen is grinding to be the best every day. 30-minute practices? How are you grinding? How are you grinding with a 30-minute practice? Grinding on what? Throwing to your buddy? And your coach telling you there's a different spin on the ball? Who talks like that? A different spin on the ball. Funny, I don't ever remember hearing Mike McCarthy or Bill Belichick or Sean McVay or Cliff Kingsbury talking about a spin on the ball is different. It's comical. A spin on the ball. Holy cow, man. Okay. Oh, my God. A spin on the ball. Oh, but on to me, man. Hey, did you see that spin on the ball? Yeah, they were in shorts and helmets. Yeah, they were only out there for 15 minutes, but hey, he's improved today. Seriously, I started laughing. What was the guy's name again? What was the guy's name? Dave Zangaro. He goes, yeah, I was taking attendance. I looked up. Practice was over. I was like, holy shit. It's like a country club, man. Hey, yeah. I mean, really, they were serving lunch, man, you know. What would you like to have, sir? I'd like to have a ham sandwich. Would that be a full ham sandwich? Do I look like a half a ham sandwich guy? Serving ham sandwiches at minicamp. and Kool-Aid. Hey, what else they got over there? Jesus criminy. Kool-Aid and ham sandwiches. I hear you get an ice cream bar, too, when you're done. Good night, man. I bet everybody's got a golf cart, too. Hey, yeah, sir, would you like filet mignon? Yeah, no, just give me a hamburger. I'm good. Oh, my God almighty. Hey, did you see the new spin on the ball? Oh, God. Oh, man. I'm sorry, man. That's not a good sign to me. Well, you know, and you know what the reporters are saying? Well, they were really healthy last year. So, your 2017 team was 10 times of a wreck compared to what this team did last year, health-wise. And they won a Super Bowl. Well, who would you rather be? Well, you know, next man up, we won. I'm being told that this roster is right there with that 17 roster. Okay. What's the difference? You're as deep as you are in the O-line and D-lines. You got an opportunity, a lot of new faces. What's the difference? Well, I want to be healthy. Oh, so what? You practice less? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense, I think. And I'm trying to figure out if my quarterback's the right guy. I would hope to get him more prepared. Okay? More reps, more preparation. Yeah, well, Sills, they'll do that and organize. What did Phil Simms say on Friday? Practices are not the quality reps that you need to prepare yourself for an upcoming NFL season. That was Phil Simms saying that. Jimmy Johnson on my Twitter also ripped the process. Can't practice less. There's a new spin on the ball. Okay. It's great. By the way, I wrote down, because we did this exercise the other day, the top 20 Philadelphia Eagles. Okay? And I put them in order. I got that list for you. God, I got a whole bunch of stuff here too, man. Don't forget Merrill Reese, hour 3, 5:30 Eastern time too. I heard the reporter talking about what is going to be the level of improvement. What hurts to change the minds of the front office? There's 5 teams, and I'll tell you what those 5 teams are. Okay? You know the Eagles are one of them. That have 2 first-rounders in the 2023 NFL draft. So there's going to be a bidding war for some of these kids next year. All right. Hey, don't forget Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. That's our friends at Morgan & Morgan. John Morgan, again, if you're hurt or injured on the job, finding an attorney is one of the most important things that you could possibly do for you and your family. For the people, it's not a slogan. It is who they are. Past 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has collected over $13.5 billion in settlements for you. That's right. When you call them, no attorney in the country is bigger than this firm when it comes to getting you fair compensation. Over 800 attorneys in offices in Philadelphia, New York, and in Florida, and really across the country, ready to do battle. There's no such thing as a fender bender, okay? The call is free. 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The consultation is free. Listen, when you call Morgan & Morgan, open 24/7, 7 days a week, you're going to get the best attention that your family needs. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually, and we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Go for the pulls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Action News, we cherish every moment, and it's our profound responsibility to bring you closer to your world. Never miss a moment. Trust the people at Action News.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake a mom. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again? You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh. Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome back. National Football Show. It's your boy Big Sills. Please hit the like button. You know why I don't have a lot of guests on? Because they destroy shows. They're segment killers. I put people on that matter. Not 100 people on for a 3-hour show. Are you crazy? I don't do that. I listen to you. I'd rather have you on with me than 80% of the guests I get on. Unless there's somebody like Merrill Reese or Doc Rivers. Putting dudes on, not my deal. You got to be more famous than Big Sills to hit this show. Shit, Xander's more famous than some of the people I see and hear on the radio. Turn my daughter into a .com stunad, you know? Just some random dude. Gary Cobb's not a random dude. Gary Cobb does very well. Absolutely not taking shots. What are you? Look at that. See? That's so Philly right there. I love that. Are you taking a shot at me? This guy's like Tommy and like Goodfellas. What, do you think I'm a clown? No. Jesus, come on. Top of the hour. My top 20 Eagles. I'm going to do that here in a minute. All right. Hey, I heard that Eagle tickets went on sale today. Okay? I heard Eagle tickets went on sale. Are you ready for the upcoming 2022 season? Because the Eagles right now, they really don't believe in practicing, but hey, they're going to charge you $400 a ticket to go watch this thing. You ready? $400. And every time I hear people say this to me, give Jalen a year. Hey, give him a year. See what he could do. He's earned the right to come back. Really? That's how you look at things? You spend $400 a ticket, okay, to say this. We'll see what happens, and then we'll go into next year's draft. Really? So you're going to spend $4,000 on one ticket for 10 games. You got to count the preseason because that's how they charge you in those ticket packages. God forbid you're taking your loved one with you. There's $8,000, not counting parking and food and beers and all the other stuff. Talking $10,000. How you doing? It's all good. We get a family of 4. $16,000 a year to go. Don't worry about it. 9 and 8, we're good. Jalen's a guy. I love him. He's got all the intangibles. And you paid $16,000 for that. Oh, and I was reminded, what was the number, Xander? 69,937. 69,937 at Lincoln Financial. It's good with, here in the year. Okay, really? Put that $16,000 times 70,000 and then come up with a number and go, it's all right. He earned another year. Oh, man. Dude, you ask me to spend that kind of money, I expect championships. I don't expect city titles, division championships, making it to the postseason. Come on, man. These aren't 1985 ticket prices anymore where you can spend $29 to go to the vet any longer, sit around, go in there and pull the chain when you have to take a piss. Okay? When you get A.J. Brown in your building, you think Jeffrey Lurie's paying that guy? You're paying it. Are you crazy? I saw a poll over at WIP's Twitter page. It said, would you rather watch Eagle games at home or at the stadium? I'd rather watch them at home. Got my own free beer. Okay? Got my own environment. I don't have some ass pipe next to me barking about something, getting drunk, insulting my family or whatever. Why would I do that? Do you want to hear what a stat Coca-Cola told me? You know, Coca-Cola told me this stat years ago. You know, 97% of all football fans have never been to a football game live. That's a fact. They've never been to an NFL game live. Why do you think television is more important than actually going to the game? They don't get paid on home attendance. Home attendance is like 10% or 1%, whatever the number was, of the revenues that a team makes. The revenue comes out of the TV deals. If attendance was important, trust me, there'd be more of a friendlier environment to have a game. They don't care. The NFL doesn't care to get you in the building anymore. They care to get you in front of a television set because that's where the revenues are. Why do you think they went to Amazon now? Because they're going to a different platform to get different revenue streams. Not doing anything with home attendance. Don't care about that anymore. They BS you on it. Okay? Going to an NFL game is a fun thing. I'm not going to say it's not. It's a fun thing. It's awesome, especially when you got a fan base like the Eagles, the Steeler fan bases, Patriots, and all those kind of folks. It really is fun. But the NFL doesn't care. We call you guys P1s. You're going to go to the games and spend the money on the ticket prices because that's what you do. 97% of the football fan watches the game at home. And they know that. $400 to go to a game. Hey, you know what? Go ahead next year. It's all right. Right? Hey, Maniac, I don't like it either. I love my friendly confines, sitting in front of my big screen watching football games on my two screens, and I sit there and watch the games all weekend. AFC, NFC. Rather go to a pen. College games are fun, dude. And they're not overly expensive. I can go to a Michigan game for like $25. Baseball is the best ticket in sports still. Okay? Go to a game for $10. I could pee in a clean bathroom. Correct. Right, man. I mean, yeah, but Randall, why do you think the Red Zone channel was created? The Red Zone channel was created for fantasy football dudes, gamblers. That's why it was made. Jordan Davis. Yeah, we'll see. All right, here. So let me get this guy's name. Sorry, man. I never heard of him, but it's all good. Dave Zangara. Okay? He was great, though. Great stuff. Okay? Great stuff. And he brought a spectacular point up. You know what it was? Hey, I agree with you guys. Jalen's going to improve. By the way, that's not an insult. He's probably never heard of me either. So it's all good, man. So I give him respect because he's got an O in his name. You know me, man, with vowels. I mean, if you're a Paisan, I'm in. Dude, it wasn't meant to be an insult at all. He's probably never heard of me either. It's all good. But he made a spectacular point. Jalen Hurts is going to improve, but will it be enough for them to go like this? Yeah, we're not going to take a quarterback in next year's draft. He said this. He's not good enough right now. He's not good enough. And he's right. He's right. The question mark he has is, what's that going to look like this year? You know what? How about this? Let's do this. Do you think Joe Burrow's going to improve this year? Do you think Burrow is going to improve? Okay? You think Joe Burrow improves? You think Josh Allen improves? They have such a high bar, though. If they improve 5%, it's going to look like a massive improvement. Jalen Hurts probably has to improve 50% in his passing game to be considered an NFL throwing quarterback. Joe Burrow probably has to improve 5% in his passing game. Josh Allen, 5%. Kyler Murray, same thing. There is such a gap between his improvement and every other guy that we're talking going into the 2022 season. It's like the Grand Canyon. Think about what I'm saying to you. Kyler Murray has to improve a little bit of his game, and it's going to look like a lot. Derek Carr, 5%. The great ones, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if Brady can improve. What can he not do, right? Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert improves 5%. He's going to look like Dan Marino. Jalen Hurts has to improve 50% of his game. Think of that. That is a tall order to ask a player to go from this dude to improve 50% of your skill set in 3 months. That is a gargantuan leap. And it's a leap of faith that you have to have. I thought about that after that guy said that. He's dead on. Jalen's going to improve. But if Jalen improves 5%, that's not good enough. Right now, he's not an NFL starting quarterback that's going to win you a Super Bowl or can carry you out of trouble or throw you out of problems. Right now, the Eagles are one-dimensional with him as a quarterback. It's not shade. It's fact. They were the 25th ranked passing offense last year. Number 1 in rushing. Didn't get you anywhere. Got you murdered in the opening round of the playoffs. That number's got to flip. All the top flight teams that we saw in the postseason were all prolific passing games. The Eagles know this. And again, Jalen is going to continue to improve and be a fine ball player in the NFL. I want that known. Completely true. All of that. Okay? All of that. Flex says Burrow will be the best quarterback in the NFL at the end of next season. He very well could be. I think it's going to be the kid in Buffalo. Jalen's spin looks different. How could you tell with 30 minutes of practice? Susan says, Dan, who's better, Herbert or Burrow? I got to take Joe Burrow. He's won more. I would take Burrow over Herbert. One at the college level, one the AFC. Think about what that guy has done. Okay? Think about what he's done in 3 years of football. Xander, think of that. Everyone. In 3 years of football, he's won a national championship, was the number 1 player overall selected, and won the AFC, and was a quarter away from winning the Super Bowl. I don't know. That's a pretty good start to a career. Yes, and won the Heisman. Let's not forget that one. Yeah, hey, Xander's right. And he won the AFC with the Bengals. The Bengals. That's like saying the Jets won the AFC. Burrow, Mahomes. I think Mahomes loses his patience. We saw that last year. Now that he lost his security blanket with his deep threat, I don't know. Burrow's got better weapons. It wouldn't shock me if Burrow had a better year than Mahomes. I'll take Burrow. Hey, since they won the Super Bowl, The Chiefs are coming back to everybody. They're not getting better. They're coming back to people. I don't know what you're seeing. After they lost their running attack and 17% of their offense had a Kareem Hunt, that team's not really been the same offensively. That's right. Kansas City, they got to run the ball better. They got to run the ball better, man. So we'll see what happens here, okay? Please hit the like button here. Listen. There's 5 teams that are going to be vying, okay? There's going to be 5 teams that are going to have 2 first-round picks. Lions, Texans, Dolphins, Eagles, and Seahawks. All 5 of these teams, okay, have 2 number 1s in the 2023 NFL draft. Okay? The Lions are going to move off of Jared Goff. If he doesn't win this year, Jared Goff is, you know what's funny? Jared Goff is almost in the same predicament that Carson Wentz is in. Both of those players, top draft choices, are almost in identical scenarios. You don't think if Jared Goff doesn't win this year that Dan Campbell and Chris Spielman and everybody with the Lions are going to move off that guy? And you're talking about a journeyman guy too. They're not sold on him. They're not sold on him. And they had to pick up that giant contract the Rams gave him. They'll eat that money in Detroit. And they'll go into the draft and find one of these dudes to bring in. He's also on a show-me deal. The Texans, I don't know. The Texans are so dumb at what they do. It wouldn't shock me if they didn't take a quarterback. And I don't know. You know what would be the luck? The Texans will draft a quarterback and it'll turn out to be Deshaun Watson again and trade him. That's their luck. They'll end up landing on one of these 7 guys next year. He'll turn out to be the best of the bunch, and they'll have to move off him. That's how dumb that organization is. The McNairs are idiotic owners. The Dolphins, Tua's got to look at this. Look at here. Jared Goff's on a show-me deal. They got 2 first round. These are teams with 2 first rounders. Lions, the Houston Texans, they're taking a quarterback. The Dolphins, Tua's on a show-me deal. He don't play well this year. By the way, he's also in that same category as Jalen Hurts. Hey, he may improve, but will it be enough to beat Josh Allen and Mac Jones in the AFC East? He's got 2 things. Zach Wilson sucks. He ain't going anywhere. You don't have to worry about that dude. But if you're the AFC East and you're the Dolphins, you got to beat Josh Allen, dude. And you don't have the quarterback, I don't think, to beat that guy, but you have put pretty good talent around him. I want to see how that looks this year. Remember something. Belichick was 0-2 versus the Dolphins this year. Okay? So the Dolphins have to improve this year because Mac Jones and the Patriots are going to. That's going to be interesting to see for Tua. Is Tua going to be better than Mac Jones and Josh Allen this year? No way. Then you got the Eagles. He has the easiest road to keep his job. A shitty NFC East, 31st ranked schedule. Everything's like they added great players around him, even on the defensive side. You got a year in the system now. But will it be enough? The Seahawks, you don't really think Geno Smith and Drew Lock is how Pete Carroll wants to leave the NFL with them dudes. I mean, right? Yeah, we like Drew Lock. No, you don't. Don't you love it when an NFL team goes, hey, we really love Drew Lock. Why? Because he's cheaper? Why would you like Drew Lock? Okay, what? Because what? You have to say something publicly because you let go Russell Wilson, a Hall of Famer? Okay. No one believes that, Pete. Jesse says, I don't think the Dolphins aren't going to beat the Patriots this year. Well, 2-0 last year versus them. See how the depressed Jamison Williams face got when he saw Detroit was drafting him? Hey, I actually think, let's see what happens in Detroit. He may go up there and change the culture around himself. Same way Jamar Chase did in Cincinnati along with Burrow. Nathan says the Saints hype is starting to scare me. They got a good team. I'll tell you what too, Nathan. If you're not completely sold on Jameis Winston, I might call Cleveland up and go get Baker Mayfield and bring him down there. Put Baker Mayfield on that Saints team. He could be an upgrade. Okay? And what you do is you make the Browns eat some of that contract. You get it down to $12 million. If I were the Saints, I'd go get him. Then again, the Saints got cap issues. I don't know how they'd get around that. Saints are in cap hell. Bob says, what's the skinny on Van Dyke? Fantastic. I had a great conversation. By the way, if you go over to my Twitter page, I had a great conversation with The Rock and with Mario Cristobal last night. And The Rock is coming on the show, guys. I just don't know when yet, but we confirmed it yesterday, and I posted it on my Twitter page. Dwayne Johnson's going to be on our show. We're just finding the time. So I can't wait to talk to The Rock. He's filming Black Adam right now. I think that's what he's doing. And we're going to talk some XFL. He bought the league. Yeah, Randall. It's on my Twitter page. So, again, all these dudes are in, like, hey, prove it years. But we don't like to practice. Oh, all right. Sills, here. Am I making more of not working hard? Am I making more of it? Not working hard. Where's the Hooters polo? It's dirty. What, do you think I have 50 of them? Oh. Okay, Chris. Everybody sucks. Who cares what his politics is? Honestly. Do you sit around worrying about what people's politics are? I don't get that. I don't judge my friendships on people's politics or who they're having sex with or their religion. I don't care. It has no bearing on my life. If it doesn't have any bearing on my life, I so don't care. Well, did you see what the president? No, I don't care. I'm the president of my world. I don't care what he said. That's the least guy I listen to. Has no bearing on my life. Sills is in the Hooters Hall of Fame. I am. Did you see the stool I posted? Ed Drotsky gave me an original stool from the Clearwater Hooters, and it's one of the original stools, and he gave it to me because I was one of the original endorsers for Hooters. Absolutely. Yes, sir. He gave me that. I posted it on I think I got it on Instagram too. You'll see it. It's a chair, one of the very first chairs ever in the history of the Hooters. Baker's worse than Jameis? Maybe. If I had to pick between Jameis and Baker, I'm hearing that he's limping though, Jameis Winston. He's limping around OTAs and shit. You know? You think Hurts gets 4,000 passing yards? No, I do not. No, I do not. I do not think he does. However, I do think he improves. Baker or Goff? Jared Goff. Win the NFC. I got my top 20 Philadelphia Eagles. I want to hit on that. Don't forget Merrill Reese in hour 3 at 5:30 Eastern time. So much more. How about the contract that Aaron Donald signed? I want to show you guys something here. The highest paid salaries now in the NFL. I want to do that as well. A little more on the expectations of the 17 versus the 2022 Philadelphia Eagles. We'll do that. Please hit the like button. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope.
To learn more about who we are, what we do, and career opportunities with Local 98, visit us, IBEW98.org.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Hour 2, Big Phil's National Football Show. Phil doesn't think Hurts will throw for 4,000 yards because he'll be hanging a Hurts jersey on his wall. Sean, I made that promise to you, dog, and I will do that, man. Hey, Big Joe Krause, Xander, hey, 3 hours, Yeah, you got to pay me the same money, but, I thought maybe I'd just bail 53 minutes in, We're good? Are we good? Hey, Xander, we good? I just thought I'd bail. No practice. Don't worry about it. Okay. Hey, Joe. Oh, yeah. 53 minutes, We'll call it 3 hours, but hey, who's really keeping score here? No, I'm not going there. Oh, man. Yeah, just bail. Gotta like the Eagles, man. They don't like working. Not the players. These coaches and front office guys don't want to get their they don't want to get their Tiffany or their Waterford Crystal, hurt or anything. They're treating these guys like they're Waterford Crystal. We're not really going to practice a lot. And be very careful with the quarterback. AJ, when you make that in cut, do it at about 20% speed. It's football practice. Okay? Not soccer practice where you flop every minute. This is pro football. People get hit in football. Okay? You get hit. Wow. We got 6 days of OTAs, and we'll only do 3 50-minute practices and get in the training camp and get ready. You get 2 weeks of training camp. We'll only go around 5 days, and then we'll call it and send everybody home. All right. We'll find out how that works this year. My bet, not too good. Injuries are luck. Nothing more. Can't prevent them. They happen. Sometimes in a rash. You saw it in 17. You cannot prevent injuries. No matter what teams tell you. Oh, you don't have to practice, but I don't know how you prepare. If you don't have practice, how are you preparing? The chicken and the egg. Hurts 600 yards rushing and 4,000 yards passing. The guy today, hold on. Let me see here. What's the guy's name again? Write that guy's name down again for me. Xander. Dave Zingaro. He said today on Sports Take, he ain't good enough. But you think he's going to go 4,000 passing yards and 600 rushing yards? Edge is more right there. Edge, you want to see something, Edge? That would be massive. I think he's going to get to 3,500, actually. Edge, I think he's going to have 4,000 total yards. And if he can get over 20 touchdowns, that's going to be awesome improvement. That'll be awesome improvement. If Jalen Hurts goes for 3,500 yards and 25 touchdowns and 500 rushing yards with 5 rushing TDs, that's a whale of a season of improvement. And he will put the Eagles in a bind on what to do. But to sit here and go like this, 4,000, dude, you're crazy. You've had one 4,000-yard passing quarterback in your history, and you think Jalen Hurts is the second guy? You've had some damn good quarterbacks. Donovan McNabb never had 4,000 passing yards in his career, ever. But this guy's going to do it. Okay. You don't think that Jalen's better than McNabb? Even 380. That's right, Rob. Rob, he goes for 3,800 yards. Dude, that would be amazing. He improved 700 yards in passing and about 9 touchdowns in throwing the ball. Dude, that would be a remarkable year for him. 3,800 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 500 rushing yards, and 5 TDs. Dude, you're talking about a weapon then. You are. On that team, the way it's constructed right now. Jalen's spin. When I heard it, I actually thought it was a dance move. could happen. Hey, me getting hit by a bus could happen too. Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know, man. It could happen. Yeah, it could. Hey, yeah, it could. Oh, my God. All right, listen. I have written down the top 20 Philadelphia Eagles for 2022. We were kind of like hitting on this a little bit the other day, and I thought it was fun. So I put a list together. You know, I love lists. Yeah, hey, Chris, I could hit the lotto too, right? Hey, Big Sills, give me Powerball numbers. I have a better chance of hitting the Powerball numbers than Jalen Hurts does throwing for 4,500 yards this year. Honest to God. I have a better chance of hitting them Powerball numbers. All right. Here we go. The top 20. Okay. Top 20 Philadelphia Eagles for 2022. Okay. You could get struck by a bolt of lightning. That's what Don Corleone says, Chris. Okay? If my kid gets hit by a bolt of lightning, I'm going to blame someone in this room. I love that line. See, I'm a superstitious man. If he should actually accidentally hang himself in a cell, or if he's hit by a bolt of lightning, I'm going to blame somebody in this room. I love that. I use that too. I'm a superstitious man. My kid's hit by a bolt of lightning, I'm going to blame someone in this room. Oh, man. I love that movie. So many great lines, right? Oh, and look at you guys going after one another in here. You guys are mud on to me, man. And that's right, Bob. Way to go, Bob. I forgot the tagline. Right. And this, I do not forgive. But that being said, hey, you talk about two Italian guys, right? Is that going to bring your son back or my son back? My God, Sonny's shot on the causeway. They shot Sonny on the causeway. I didn't tell Mama yet. They shot Sonny on the causeway. Then the guy kicked him in the face, too. I loved it. Just for good measures. Here we go. Top 20 Philadelphia Eagles. Maggie. Had to do it. I don't know why. Here we go. The guy's no way a Paisan. Is this ranking based? This is on talent. Look how they butchered my boy. Look how they butchered my boy. I want you to use all your powers. I don't want his mother to see him like this. Oh, man. Got to answer for Santino. Carlo, you got to answer for Santino. You think you could play that charade on my sister? You got to answer for Santino. Oh, I love that movie. Come on, Carlo. Yeah, no, your punishment. Yeah, then they get him. Comenza's in the back. Hello, Carlo. Hey, hello, Carlo. See, you see Clemenza in the back seat. You know it's not good, right? Hey, do me a favor. Grab the cannolis. Leave the gun. Here we go. My top 20 Philadelphia Eagles. Okay? Number 5. Excuse me. It's the top 15. Top 15. My bad. Top 15. I stopped it there because after 15, I don't know. Brandon Graham. I have at 15. I think he's going to be, from what I hear about him, Tracy loves him. Team loves this guy. Didn't get a chance to have him a year ago. They love this guy. And they say that he's going to make an impact on this football team this year. I got Brandon Graham at 15. At 14, I got Miles Sanders here. Miles Sanders, health, he's a productive football player, but health has been his La Cruz. You know what that is? The cross he bears. Okay? This guy, if health and he was a healthy player, he could be a top 15, top 12 running back in the NFL. Okay? At number 13, these are the top 15 Philadelphia Eagles. At number 13, James Bradbury, just newly acquired in the offseason, former Pro Bowler with the New York Giants 2 years ago. Last year was a train wreck in that organization. I'm going to give him a Philadelphia Hall pass for last year. The entire franchise sucked. Top to bottom, including the Maras, for some of those decisions that they made in personnel and in coaching. It was a train wreck. Dave Gettleman was an absolute disaster after Jerry Reese. Okay? Wow, the Angels fired Joe Madden? Holy cow. I'm gonna put that down over here. Joe Madden's a friend of mine. I covered him for a decade in Tampa. Wow. Joe Madden got fired? Really? Kareem, appreciate you coming aboard. At number 12, Javon Hargrave, defensive tackle. Kid got out to a great start last year. Okay? I think he's a really good football player. Makes 12-9. Okay? I think he's a good DT, man. And hey, they've done a nice job at getting some of the components on this football team. These are some good football players they have here. These top 15 guys are good. Number 11, I got Landon Dickerson, offensive guard. I think he has the makings to be a guy on that left side. I mean, with Mulata in him, it kind of reminds me of Upshaw and Art Shell, especially in size. Man, when you can get guards and tackles to play next to one another for 15 years, I can't tell you what an advantage that is when you have somebody like that. Number 10. You ready? Jalen Hurts. Hurts is your 10th best player on your team, in my view. We'll see. There's more question marks than I can give on analysis and on analyzing him, because most of the analyzing is wishful thinking. If I were to analyze him and give you what I see in him today, it's not going to be what you're thinking he's potentially going to do. It wouldn't match up because he really hasn't done all that much yet. Okay? Running quarterbacks don't mean a lot to me because they don't win championships in this league. Unless you're an outlier like an Allen or maybe a Lamar. And I've said this, I think one of the issues that they have going on in Baltimore right now. Okay, wait a minute. So you think Jalen Hurts is a better talent than Dallas Goedert? I don't. Dallas Goedert, I got 9. You think Jalen Hurts is a better talent than Devontae Smith at 8? I don't. You think Jalen Hurts is a better talent than Darius Slay? I don't. You think Jalen Hurts is a better talent than Fletcher Cox? I don't. You think Jalen Hurts is a better talent than Hassan Reddick? I don't. You think Jalen Hurts is a better talent than Jason Kelsey? I don't. You think Jalen Hurts is a better talent than Jordan Mailata? I don't. You think Jalen Hurts is a better talent than Lane Johnson? I don't. And Jalen's not better than A.J. Brown. I don't know what you're talking about here. If Jalen Hurts is your best football player, you're in trouble. Because he's not considered one of the best quarterbacks in the league. We're not talking about Pat Mahomes here. We're not talking about Josh Allen here. You better hope that guy doesn't sit atop the list. Because that means your roster sucks. And it doesn't. Milton Williams, hey, I think I need to see more playing time with him, Chris. But I'm a fan of his. Hurts like 13. He could be between 13 and 10. I don't think that's a bad thing, too. There's a 53-man roster, guys. I have Dickerson. I have Dickerson 11. Okay? Last week he was 12 what? That's what you guys said. Okay. I thought that's where I got this from. We were kind of banging on it last. Kind of having fun. I actually put a list together, though. That's what I did, Rico. I actually put the list together. We were kind of doing it off the cuff. Yeah, A.J. Brown 1, Lane Johnson 2, Jordan Mailata 3, Jason Kelsey 4, Hassan Reddick 5, Fletcher Cox 6, maybe a little too high for Fletcher, Darius Slay 7, Devontae Smith 8, Dallas Goedert 9, Jalen Hurts 10, Landon Dickerson 11, Javon Hargrave 12, James Bradbury 13, Miles Sanders 14, and Brandon Graham 15. Okay? I don't think that list is out of hand, and personally, it's not a shot at anybody here. What's this? Who's the best player you think on the Rams right now? Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, or Aaron Donald? Who would you pick? Of those three dudes, I didn't say who's the most important because the quarterback's the most important. Stafford's more important than any of those other two guys. Okay? Position in itself, that's what you got to kind of like take away from your mind a little bit when we're talking about a list like this, when we're talking just talent. Bro, Lou, you think Cooper Kupp is the best player over Aaron Donald? Man, I find that hey, how about this, Lou? Until Matthew Stafford showed up, Cooper Kupp was putting up pedestrian numbers. They were pedestrian. They were good. They weren't elite. He was T. Higgins. Cooper Kupp was T. Higgins before Stafford showed up. 1,100 yards, 115 catches. Shit, man, Hunter Renfrow with the Raiders had numbers like that. He was like a Hunter Renfrow guy. Stafford shows up with McVay, an electric season. He was just a dude. They won Yale. They crossed the finish line. They won with golf. Let's not get that mistaken. They won with golf. They won an NFC championship. And, you know, what was the score of that Super Bowl? Was it 14-7? Was that the score of that Super Bowl? Was like the lowest scoring Super Bowl, like next to that Dolphins and Redskins one at the Coliseum? Wasn't it like 14-7 Rams and Patriots? Right? They took a page actually out of the Eagles. Because the year previous, the Eagles beat them up. 13-6 it was worse than I thought. That's not that far off the room there, man, from winning a Super Bowl. Think about that, too. McVay at 36 could have 2 Super Bowls and beat Brady. That'd be pretty remarkable. Hey, Sills, keep in mind Josh Allen wasn't Josh Allen in year 2. Yeah, but I don't think Jalen Hurts has Josh Allen ability or upside. Stafford may be more important, but I'm not telling Donald that. Hey, that new contract, though, right? Whew. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to that, too. Highest paid guys in the league. Yeah, dude, it's not a rip by Jalen being 10th. Hey, Sales, what would Cup get for a contract? Dude, I love Wilbur Marshall. Hey, Nathan, did I tell you the story of Wilbur Marshall, what he told Alonzo Highsmith? Have I ever told you that story? Wilbur Marshall is one of the greatest hitters of all time. Right? He's one of the greatest hitters. Okay? And when he was at Florida, man, I think him and LT came out like almost the same time. Him and Lawrence Taylor came out, and Wilbur was a terror in the Southeastern Conference. And he was a terror when he got to the NFL. And we were playing them in 1983. We go up there. Wilbur starts going like this to Highsmith. He's all in his ass. Everyone goes, what did Wilbur tell you? He told me he was going to kill me. Everyone goes, well, what'd you say to him? He goes like this. I told him I believed him. That dude was a badass, man. What an absolute badass he was, man. If I'm not mistaken, from Titusville. Terrence says, Big Sills, do you think we use AJ like Debo? Terrence, do you really want to do that and run the risk of having him injured in already an offense that's the number one rushing offense in the league? I don't mind jet sweeps with him, but I don't know if I want to put that player in that many positions where I could lose that player. Look, I just got through talking to you about practicing. This is putting players in positions where you do increase the chance of injury. Debo gets the chance of injury not because he's not practicing, but because they're putting him in more situations, running the ball in between the tackles, jet sweeps, let alone the fact he's playing wide out. Remember, you got to practice this stuff too during the week. I don't know if I want to put AJ in that. Like I said, I don't mind the jet sweeps, but I might have a problem with me running him and between the tackles like that. I know he's a horse too. I get it. Okay. LT was scared. LT was unbelievable. Met him and his wife. Hey, I think he's got replaced knees now too, if I'm not mistaken, man. And Wilbur Marshall was a badass. Dude. He was a badass guy, man. Hey, Brian, he is so good after the catch too. Barrett sent me some tape on him. I'm talking AJ Brown after the catch. Dude, the guy's a freak show after the catch. I've already said, dude, his numbers were decent. They were decent. Jesus Christ. How many times do we hear? Okay, they were decent. Excuse me, Aunt Betty, for that. Lord's name in vain. I apologize to God for that. Cooper Kupp stats. The last time Randall threw stats at me, they were wrong about DK Metcalf. Cooper Kupp stats. Yeah, they were decent. Here, receiving yards. To show you what he's saying is not right. Prior to this last year, he had 1,000-yard season. This is Cooper Kupp. 869, 566, 1161, 974. That's a dude. That's a dude. Okay? 869, 62 catches, 40 catches, 566, 94 catches. Hunter Renfrow did more last year. 1161. Year before the 1947 year, he had 974 yards with 92 catches. Yeah, okay, Randall. Again, that's the second time I won't believe the stats you post because that's the second time you jobbed me on it. DK Metcalf's numbers were off. Yeah, this guy was a dude. It was no top flight wideout. He was a guy. Making Cooper Kupp sound like this guy was like Devontae Adams or something. He wasn't Devontae Adams. Not even. I mean, he was a guy. Those are pedestrian numbers in today's NFL. Then now you start throwing the 1947 around. Hey, he was Adam Thielen in Minnesota. That's who Cooper Kupp was. That's what his numbers dictate. Actually, Adam Thielen has had more 1,000-yard receiving years. If I'm not mistaken, and maybe you guys can help me out here, Cooper Kupp's only got 2,000-yard receiving years in his 6 years in the league. You're making it sound like this guy puts up 1,000-yard years like Antonio Brown did. That guy's not an elite wideout yet. Don't you have to do that like, I don't know, Justin Jefferson, year after year after year after year? Like, would you do this? Would you give Cooper Kupp a $27 million deal right now? I want to do that one more time. How many years has he been in the league? Cooper Kupp stats. How many years has he been in the league? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. He's had 2,000-yard seasons in 5 years. You think that's elite? You think that's elite? 2,000-yard years in 5 years. When you see what Justin Jefferson's doing in Minnesota with Kirk Cousins. Really? I don't know. How about this? So if I took Matthew Stafford off that Rams team, you think Kupp gets $2,000? That's not what the numbers say. Oh, but he's gotten better. How old is he, too? He's 28. It's all right. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Edge, I know everybody's like, you know. Okay. That's more so why you really, 2 seasons, he's had 1,000 yards. Give a shit about injuries, dude. It's part of the game. He's no James Thrash. Nice. Nice. You're going to pay $27 million to Cooper Kupp for 1 year. Okay, good luck. That's why teams move off these wideouts. Chiefs, Packers. There's a reason. You're not going to pay an elite quarterback and keep a $25 million receiver on your team. That's why the Eagles were able to get A.J. Brown for $20 million because they're paying their quarterback $1.2. Okay? The quarterback at Alabama makes more. That is crazy. Actually, I find myself funny saying that too. Bryce Young makes more money, double, than what Jalen Hurts makes. Jalen Hurts, hey, Xander, Jalen Hurts may have taken a pay cut when he left Bama to play in the NFL. He took a pay cut. Jalen Hurts took a pay cut to play in. Hey, if you think about it, you know what? Hey, man, I mean, Bryce Young may take a pay cut when he comes and plays in the NFL. He's making $3.5 million right now. I'd be like, hey, you know, I don't know. Jalen made more money being at Bama and Oklahoma than he does with the Eagles. But on. Oh, man. Hey, Colby, is that not nuts? Hurts MVP, Sileo. Yeah, right, EC. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, typo. Yeah, I don't believe you. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Don't forget, man, Merrill Reese. That'll be in hour number 3 at 5:30 Eastern time. My friends at Morgan & Morgan want you to know this is where, again, the fee is free. Means this. If you're hurt or injured on the job, finding an attorney and calling a firm to make sure they represent you could be the most important decision that you make for your family, especially when it comes to cases that we see today. Morgan & Morgan looks at all cases. There's no such thing as a fender bender when you're talking Morgan & Morgan. For the people, again, it's not a slogan, man. I want you guys to understand that. I've known John for 25 years. This is not just a slogan. This is who they are. This is what that firm is built on. Over 800 strong attorneys and offices in Philly, New York, Florida, and across the country. The biggest law firm in America goes to fight for you each and every single time they go into a courtroom. There's no such thing, as I said, okay, where a case is too small. Size matters, and when you got Morgan & Morgan, they're the biggest firm in the country. The call is free, 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The consultation is free, 800-512-1600, open 24/7, 7 days a week. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Go for the pulls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
At Action News, we cherish every moment, and it's our profound responsibility to bring you closer to your world. Never miss a moment. Trust the people at Action News.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again? You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh. Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Welcome back. National Football Show. It's your boy Big Sills. Don't forget Merrill Reese, hour number 3, 5:30 Eastern time. I'm gonna get to this list of the highest paid guys in the NFL. I mean, these numbers are mind-numbing. Okay, they're mind-numbing. Before I do that, though, listen. This is really one of those topics. I don't know where it goes, but here, buckle up here a little bit. Okay, listen, I promise you, I know nobody watching me right now gives a shit about golf. Okay? Believe me, it won't be long. But do you see the difference between LeBron James and dealing with China in the NBA and Phil Mickelson and Dustin Johnson dealing with this new Saudi Arabia league? These guys don't tell us how to live their life, these golfer guys. LeBron does. I don't care what Phil Mickelson and Dustin Johnson do with their lives. They want to play golf over there. Okay, we all know what happened with the media guy, Saudi Arabia. I don't care. Okay, it has nothing to do with me. You can't hate the player. You can hate the game. And so if you put something like that out, I guess Tiger turned down a 9-figure salary to go join this thing. But you know what the problem is with the elitists at the PGA? They don't like the fact that they're bringing those tournaments here to America. So what they'll do is they'll throw out all the shit that's wrong with Saudi Arabia so that they paint them in a bad light. Okay? Even though the PGA is doing it for one reason, because you're on their turf now and you're holding events with a different league. Nobody's ever had a different golf league matched up against the PGA. That's what the PGA is pissed at. They're not pissed at human rights violations. They go over to China all the time and play tournaments. Who are they kidding? Again, contradicting yourself. I don't mind Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson doing this because you know why? They don't tell me how to live my life like LeBron and other people do when they do business with communist countries. And by the way, for the record, I have nothing against the Chinese citizens. It's their government we're talking here. Same thing with the Saudis. It's crazy how we pick and choose and like the media runs to it. Hey, the human rights violations in Saudi Arabia is awful. Yeah, that's not why you're really doing it, dude. You're playing golf in America. That's what you're really pissed off at. Don't let people bullshit you like that. Always follow the cash register, and you will always follow it to the truth. Because nobody does shit for free. Okay? No matter what they tell you. Nobody does anything for free. Owners, leagues. Okay? The PGA doesn't give a shit about those human rights violations. They care they're here. Anyway, please hit the like button. Oh, man, don't you love how people try to... They think you're stupid. Like the people in the media, they think you're stupid. You're not stupid. The people in government, politically, I don't care what party it is, they think we're stupid. We're watching these guys act like asses. You don't represent me, guy. Always follow the money, and you'll follow the truth. Because like I said, people don't do they don't do shit for free today. No one in their right mind would. All right. Anyway. You know, maybe I am sounding like, oh, man, get off my lawn, dude. Okay? Maybe I am. Listen to this money. Aaron Donald, $95 million now, right? He is the highest paid non-quarterback guy in the league. Wow. Unbelievable. Number 10, Russell Wilson, 140. That's annually. Khalil Mack's got a 141 deal. Devontae Adams has a 140. Matt Ryan makes $150 million. He has a $150 million deal he's going through right now. I think this is the last year of that deal, too. Rodgers, 150.8. Prescott, $160 million. Stafford, $160. Deshaun Watson, $230, and it's all guaranteed. Nah, Chris, not for 1 year. I think it's 4. Josh Allen, $258. Mahomes, $450 million. $450 million on a 10-year contract in Kansas City. He's going to average for the next 10 years $45 million a year. How you doing? Yeah, hey, Anthony, right? They got $38 million of dead cap money on that Atlanta Falcons salary cap this year, man. That's a lot of change, man. Xander, hey, look at Xander, man. Xander the money man. Shit, man. That's shy of $1 million a week. $1 million a week. And you only play 6 months of the year. How you doing? Yeah. Lee Steinberg put that deal together, though, where they gave tremendous off-ramps to the Chiefs so that they could restructure contracts. EC says, Dak, the black version of Kirk Cousins. Hey, I never looked at it like that. Hey, wait a minute. Let me see. Can I do it this way too? I'm going to do it my way. You do it. It's the Kirk Cousins is the black version. Let me do it my way here. Kirk Cousins is the Italian version of Dan Marino. You do black, I do Italian. Some would say, what's the difference? Dak's better than Kirk Cousins? Really? That's what the numbers say? Really? You think Dak's a better thrower than Kirk Cousins? Dallas won't win another Super Bowl as long as the Jones family's in charge. I'm going to agree with that. Okay? Dak's better than Cousins. Out of those contracts, hey, man, Deshaun Watson. I don't know. Dude, I heard somebody saying that the Browns, there could be a void in the contract where they could get out of that thing. 24 now, geez. I don't know, man. If that guy may be locked up for a while, and I'm not talking in jail, but he may be on the commissioner's exempt list and locked down in that lower file there for another year. 2 years not playing ball? I don't know. You gave that guy $230 million guaranteed? I want to see him play. Well, I don't know. I do. As long as he's not done anything where he could be charged criminally, I don't know if these cases are true or not. I have no idea, and I'm not going to make an assessment on it. It's one attorney defending 24 people. That doesn't mean the attorney's not lying. Okay? It's not like 24 different attorneys with 24 different statements with women. It's the same guy. Don't you find that weird? Have you ever seen, watch this. Have you ever seen 20? Let's be a little bit more brutal with the comment. Have you ever seen 24 rapists defended by one attorney? Or 24 rape victims? Have we ever seen that? I mean, 24 sexual assault cases represented by one guy. What was this, at a party or something? This is pretty crazy. One guy representing everybody. You don't find that weird. And no criminal charges. I don't know how the media is not reporting. Look, Rusty Hardin's not saying the smartest things on the planet here, but do we agree? I mean, okay, there's 24 potential victims here of sexual misconduct, and nobody has a criminal complaint against them? Does that sound right? Because I could turn around and say this to you. Well, 24 women can't be lying. I would turn around and go like this. Well, 24 cases has to have somewhere where somebody could charge a guy with a crime criminally. Where's the Houston District Attorney's Office? Where's the sheriff? You got 24 cases of sexual misconduct, and he wasn't even brought in for questioning by the police? That's crazy. I mean, look, all I'm saying is I'm trying to add up what reality is. If you and me were charged, how about this? If somebody knocked on our door and said this to you and me, hey, there were two of your neighbors that said that you were exposing yourself in public, they would take you down. They would question you, and they would start an investigation. Nobody in Houston did that? No, Brandon, I heard there were 2 grand juries. And they said that they couldn't bring any criminal charges. I'm like, Watson has been questioned by the police and the DA, but the charges are BS. The grand jury hasn't charged him. No, they dismissed the case. Now it's all civil. EC wants me to go back in history. Yes, that was a catch in Green Bay. That was the best Cowboy team that they've had since those Super Bowl teams. Yes, that was a catch. Jerry Jones no, that's Bob Kraft. You got the wrong owner, dog. Birdman. That's Bob Kraft. Bob Kraft. Nope, sorry, that was a catch, dog. I don't care what anybody says. That was a catch. He had it, then he went, ground can't cause a fumble. Ground can't cause a fumble. And when he hit the ground, he had it in his hand. He took 2 steps. Look at the video. He took 2 steps, hit the ground, ball came out. Ground can't cause a fumble. Wasn't an incomplete pass. At best, it was a fumble through the back of the end zone or wherever the ball went out of bounds. I forget if the ball went out of bounds or went through the end zone. And it would have been a touchback going back the other way for Green Bay. That's the worst rule in football, too. That if you're going for the end zone, you drop the ball and it goes through the back of the end zone. The other team gets the ball on the 20 going out. How did you put that together? Right? Oh, we're going to reset at the top of the hour, too. The Great Eagle team not wanting to practice. Yeah. Back of the end zone turnover? Sure. Okay. I mean, I don't know how you get there. Nate, this is $100K each and 20 disappeared. Exposing in public is criminal. Well, he hasn't been charged with nothing. Right now, he's just got a bad look. And it ain't good. It's not good for the Browns. Look what the fans have to do, too. You know, that's funny. I wonder how did Eagle fans handle Michael Vick when Vick came to Philly? How'd you handle Vick? I told you this before, too. I broke that story nationally, that he was signing with the Eagles. So anytime you hear those people in Philly saying, Sileo don't know shit, I was the guy that broke the story nationally. Google it. I saw him working out, and I saw him sign the contract with Andy Reid, with Tony Dungy in Orlando, with Tom Shaw, who was training him at the time. It's the craziest story on the planet. So Tom Shaw calls me. He's this really famous trainer in Orlando, and he goes like this. Hey, man, you want to break a story, an enormous story? And I go, okay. He goes, Vic's standing in the next room with Andy Reid. And I went, Andy Reid Eagles? And he goes like this, yeah. I said, Andy Reid. He goes, it's a physical. They're giving him a physical. They didn't want to fly him to Philly. And I go, let me come down there. So I come down there, and I see Vic with Andy Reid. And I think, was Joe Banner the GM when Vic signed? Or was that Howie? I forget. I think it was Joe Banner. Howie may have been there, though. Howie may have been there. Sydney, thanks for coming aboard. Please hit the like button. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, and so hey, listen to this. So I get the story. I get the story, right? And I sit on it. I have lunch with my daughter, Danielle. And I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and I finally call my PD, and I go, listen, I got a national story. It was Monday night because it was broke later on by ESPN too. I go on my radio station and say, Michael Vick has just signed a brand new contract with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's a member of the Eagles. Andy Reid has signed it. I forget how many years it was. I think 3. And I gave signing bonus numbers. I saw the contract. Everybody was like, where did this guy get this and that? I even got a call from the president of ESPN. And he called me up going, great job, great work, way to get that. Yeah. If you Google it, you'll see Dan Sileo first to report Michael Vick to the Eagles. Yeah. And I always said, I go, man, what a tough place to go and try to recoup your reputation. Philadelphia. Half that city had to hate the move. Right? Did half the city hate that move? Half the city had to hate that. Look what's going on in Cleveland now. Half the city's got to hate what's going on because half the city's going, we got one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, and they're going to leave it there. The other people, those are the folks that kind of care what people do in their life. You know? Yeah, there it is. Look at that right there, man. Let me read that. The deal was reported, best we could tell, by Dan Sileo of WDAE in Tampa. Yeah, I scooped Mortensen. Yep, that was 2009. Yep. That was probably one of my first ever big time stories. That with all my connections. Thank you, Sydney. I appreciate it, man. Randall, what? You know, you if you go on the internet, you hear people going, silly, oh, don't know shit. He's got, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know anybody. Michael, I've actually had him on my program, and I still try to get him on, too. Sydney goes, would you still take Watson? It's a great question. Oh, Bob. Look at you bringing the big dog in. Steve Dumig. Oh, he was. Hey, Bob, Steve Dumig's passed on. He was the afternoon guy at WDAE, and we had this guy, Chris Thomas, in the midday. And this station was rated like WIP is. I did 8 shares. Dumig was doing huge numbers. Chris Thomas was doing huge numbers. And, I mean, that station was like the number 1 station, 12 plus in Tampa. Only like Bubba and whatever that station was, 98 Rock maybe. And we were killing it. I'll tell you this, though, Bob. DUI Dumig, no comment. I'll tell you this, though, Bob. I worked at that station for 15 years. I must have said 2 words to Steve Domick the whole time. We'd be in meetings. Not me. They'd say something. Me and him would never say a word to one another. 15 years. 15 years. We'd be in a room together. 15 years. Must have said 2 words to each other. He hated me. I hated him. Oh, it was Bubba the Love Sponge. Yeah, man. Bubba was big time. He still is a way. Yeah, man. Hey, Bob. Yeah, man. I met him at a Lightning game. He is a tool. He used to call me drunk and shit. Domick used to call me drunk. I think he's from Philly, right? Domick used to call me drunk. Hey, you're cancer to the radio industry. I said, had another one, Steve. Drunk again, butter. Hey, brother, don't get in your car. They're going to get you, Steve. But he got like 2 DUIs. You're a cancer. He'd call me like at 2:30 in the morning. This guy was a complete ass pipe. Hey, you're a cancer to the industry. I'm like, I know, man. I know. I'm not the one hammered. And I'm not going to be the one in front of a cop where you are if you get in front of a car. Sure enough, you got arrested. Next day, they begged me. Hey, I hate doing this, man. But they came in my studio at 6 o'clock in the morning and they went, please don't say anything. And I went. So I didn't say nothing, man. They begged me, please, please, please. Don't say anything about Doomig. They begged me. They did. They came in every hour. We're begging you. We're begging you. Oh, it was crazy great. Funny. I know you don't like him. What gave that away? 2 words in 15 years? Oh, my God. Hey, Xander knows this, man. Big Sills likes a lot of people, but I dislike more people. Oh, yeah, man. Hell, I couldn't stand that guy. Chris Thomas, I loved. He called me House. Yeah, the other guy, though, man. And somebody asked me when he died a couple years ago, I went like this. Well, I feel sorry for his wife and his kid. You go, what about him dying? I go, I feel sorry for his wife and his kid. What do you want me to say? All right, let me reset here, man. Top of the hour, please hit the like button. Mel Reese, 5:30 Eastern time. Keep it right here on the National Football Show.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Android TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
The big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
In Philadelphia, we celebrated the miracle with pride only 5 years ago. And then the following morning, IBEW Local 98 members went back to work, building this city, rescuing our communities from decay, and inspiring the young men and women of the region to take pride in who we are. Like the Cats, Local 98 members believe in hope.
To learn more about who we are, what we do, and career opportunities with Local 98, visit us, IBEW98.org.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
Big Sills, Hour 3 National Football Show. So Randall wants me to kill a segment, my favorite Prince song. I don't do that kind of radio, Junior, or broadcasting. Sorry, I don't go there with that. It's not my deal. I actually like to talk about things, man. What's your favorite Prince song? I don't know. How many people know the titles of songs anyway? Oh, it sounds good. I know that song. I do like the fact that he got a lot of tail in his life. Okay? I'm there with that. I'd rather be him than Michael Jackson. Oh, man. Hey, I would rather, hey, man, Prince or Michael Jackson? Who do you think? Who do you want to be? Prince or Michael Jackson? Just questioning. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. My grandfather actually liked Purple Rain, man. Look at you guys with this. So what was it today? Prince dying or something? Something. What was it? His career, the dropping of Purple Rain. Well, what could it have been that somebody would make a segment out of this? I don't know. Merrill Reese, bottom of the hour. Good night. Yeah. Hey, let's do our favorite Prince song so Xander can post a. Hey Xander, let me get something here so you can post it. My favorite Prince song. That's if you ever heard me answer that question, you knew something happened. Damn. See what happened to Sileo today? He had a stroke on the air. Why? He was talking about his favorite Michael Jackson song. What's your favorite? I don't. When Doves Cry. Yeah. All right. Hey, the little red Corvette. I might like that one, Chris, because I had a Corvette in college. That's probably, yeah, that's my favorite one. Yeah, you can stop it now. Prince's favorite song. Jesus Christ. How about Prince's favorite chicks? Apollonia was great looking. But he dated a lot of great looking women, man. He did. Okay? He dated a lot of great looking chicks. The guy's diehard. His ex-wife, he dated her too. Oh, Vanity, man. Sheila E. All them chicks did. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right, let me get the hell out of this, man. Holy cow, you guys are making me sweat. Little red Corvette. Okay. Oh, man. Hey, some really great reporting. Xander, put the website up. JAKIBsports.com. Okay? Go there. By the way, John McMullen does a spectacular job at covering OTAs this week. Some great storylines, all the videos too. John's working his baguettes off out there to bring you great coverage. Some of the best stuff I've seen, JAKIBsports.com. And I'm sure he's got a video of that tight spin on the ball that Nick Sirianni's saying, damn, there's just something different about Jalen. Now, see, if anybody had any backbone to ask Sirianni a question after these 25-minute practices, he would say this. Well, what's different? How can you tell? You've only been out there for 20 minutes. No, 53. Yeah, well, you stretch for 20 minutes. I mean, you're out there 30 minutes of practice. How can you tell? There's something different about the guy. Okay, what could that be? Here, wait, I got the words. Hang on. Crisper ball. Accurate. He's accurate. How can you tell? You know, with all the practice time that they don't do. But Nick Sirianni's out here going, oh, man. Can't believe it. I mean, this guy, he's killing it. I ain't seen anything like it. I was like, Xander goes like this. You know how accurate I was at the beach last week? You should have seen me, Sells. I looked like Derek Carr against the Eagles last year. 90% completion percentage, man. You should have seen me out there with my boys, man. I was hammered, and I was still 92%. Sitting around, it's all good. No one's really giving me a rush. But, you know, hey, you know, we play like Invincible, one of them games, you know. Tackle football in the sand. It's all good. I was at Sills. You'd have thought I was Derek Carr. I gotcha, Matt Nagy. Yeah, I don't know, Nuts, if I could ever say this about a man. He looked good in shorts. I don't know. Okay. Howie, that's an interesting take. Sirianni babying Hurts. The stuff we said in the first hour, I don't get why they think. How about this? Their ego is so big in that front office. They think what they did last year, they figured out how to keep their team healthy by not practicing them in OTAs or in the July training camp, the 2-a-days. Their ego, not knowing it was luck. It's all luck. You could practice your ass off, not have one injury. You could not practice and have a ton of them. You can't stop injuries. Their philosophy is, well, if we don't practice, okay, we'll be healthy. I guess, but are you prepared? They're taking a lack of preparation. They'd rather be less prepared for the seat. Hey, is this over the line when I say this? They would rather be less prepared than practice more. They don't think doing reps is going to make their football team better. How could they think that? Alex Crispy Balls, I wouldn't even know how to expand on that. Sirianni comes off as a yes man sometimes, like he turned his pearls over to Howie when he signed his contract. Okay. Last year didn't accomplish anything. 31-0. Correct, Howie. So you were healthy to get killed in the postseason in 9-8. That's not a victory lap. But they're taking it. Well, look, we got better. I guess. Otis, what's up, brother? Look, Chris. I think Sirianni wants to win. I do. I think he wants to win. I don't think he's just going through the motions. No, you don't have a football team where you're 2-5. Okay, please hit the like button, guys. You don't have a football team that's 2-5 and then turn it around. You know what I'm saying? They listened. Hey, we and others were saying, man, this guy looks like he's in over his head. Turned out to be Urban Meyer in over his head. And Nick turned it around. So, I mean, got to give him credit for that. But let's not forget, and I love doing it, but Matt Nagy was your NFL Coach of the Year a couple of years ago, and he's looking for work. He's out of work. He's fired. Quarterbacks and coaches. EC1. Okay, EC1 goes like, I think EC1's calling me an a-hole. I don't know. You're entertaining. Yeah. Hey, I don't know. Are you calling me a clown? Well, what? Like Xander said earlier, what, are you making fun of me? Yeah, no. No. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you guys being here. You're spectacular, all of you guys. After the Raider game, I wanted the entire front office fired. Listen here, Junior. Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines. Hey, Junior, it's all good. Do I amuse you? Yes, you do. Yes. But little Nicky doesn't like the practice. Andrew says, Dan, you hit the nail right on the head when you said the Eagles would rather be healthy than prepared. They are trying desperately to escape the injury bug by whatever means. Yeah, but Andrew, how do you prepare for – how do you get your guys better? You got a lot of young guys and new pieces on the team. I mean, so you're cutting practices? Now, look, I'll tell you what. Not to go overboard here, but OTAs, okay, look, 4 to 6. But, dude, like Phil Simms said last Friday, they got like 50 minutes of practice, and how much of that was really, really good reps? You know? Thank you, Otis. I appreciate that. Found out something for sure. That's what that city likes. You know, when I first got on the air, you should have seen it, was like, oh, on. I come home from, my first big gig, I was in San Francisco, and I got the afternoon show in San Francisco, and I was doing this, like, I don't know, it was just everywhere. My wife is sitting in the couch like this. Xander, you'll love this. First giant gig I ever got. I was the afternoon host in San Francisco. Then I became the morning guy. I did mornings for 25 years. I did 16 in Tampa. And so I was like this, and I'll never forget my wife sitting there, and she goes, what was that? And I go, well, it was just, she goes, who are you imitating? Well, she goes, bro, be yourself. People like you and they don't like you, but they listen to you. That other shit, we're going to be fired by Friday. I was like, holy shit. I go in there the next day. Hey, that's why I'm the same dude. Seals, if you were Eagles coach, how would you handle the rest of the offseason? Bro, I would have as much reps as I possibly could for all the new players. I would have a sense of urgency. Hey, man, again, I need that. Oh, it was terrible, 49. BR, man, it was just a train wreck. I wish I still had that tape. One guy goes like this, you were David Letterman when you first started. You sucked. Then you became spectacular. He was a market manager in Tampa. Sam 9, he's like, you were terrible. Then I put that station and I got 14 shares. I done. Yeah, hey, gaming. Allen Iverson. Oh, my God. Iverson would flourish in a Nick Sirianni, Howie Roseman practice session. They ain't no practicing. He ain't got to worry about it. The injury bug is so such in the Eagle psyche. How could you be afraid of that and call yourself a football team? You're afraid of injuries? You're afraid of injuries? Dude, I was on KMBR, Yale. Okay? KMBR, it beams all over the world. That's a big-ass station. And I did the pregame show and the postgame show for Giants baseball. How you doing? Yeah, I used to get Dusty Baker on and Barry Bonds. Come on, Sileo. I used to have Bonds on my show, man. It probably doesn't shock you I'm friends with Bonds. Yeah. I hated Jeff Kent, racist scum, but I loved Barry Bonds. Jeff Kent was awful. I heard him say some of the most disgusting things in the locker room that I've never heard anybody else say. He was so terrible, man. Xander wants Bonds on. Oh, man. Barry, would you want to come on here, man? By the way, The Rock's going to be coming on. We're working on it. He's all over my Facebook right now. Hey, no, Lenny. We got Lenny in a timeout for a while. Flex said they said Watson had 66 different women massage him over the course of 17 months. Wow. 66 chicks. Boy, if I'm the Cleveland Browns, man, I might want a refund. Oh, my God, man. 66 chicks. This guy, seriously, I don't know who's more of a troller on chicks in bikinis, Ben Simmons or this dude. I do, man. I love Sosa. Okay? Sammy Sosa, though, man, I don't know what's happened to him. Okay? I have no idea what he's doing to his face. I love Mark McGwire. I had McGwire on my show a couple of years ago when he was the batting coach for the Padres. Okay? Shut up, Xander. See, Xander's not being a very good producer right now. Because if I was younger, I would say that. Oh, man. No. We're not going there. What? So wait a minute. So this is what Deshaun Watson's doing? Hey, can you make sure you get that game film over to me? The Ravens film. I want to make sure that I watch their banjo coverage and see what they do on 3rd and long. Kenesha. Man, you got a nice ass. Hey, make sure you also send over that Dolphin film too. They were doing some things in the red zone defensively. They were bringing that man coverage, and then they were also bringing that dog. I need to know, if that's a trend or something they've been doing. Juanita, you got a great ass. I bet those hands match your ass. I mean, this guy's pretty busy, man. I thought Will Chamberlain was busy. This guy's working it over, man. 66, allegedly, in 17 months. Shit, what's that an average of? Let me see here. Holy cow, man. This guy's got 4-day going on. Wow. Pretty busy dude, man. Bring on Matt Nagy. Hang on. Philly, are you clapping at 66? No, Sydney. Girls with big hands and big feet. Hey, Sydney. Girls with big feet and big hands and an Adam's apple. They make me nervous too, dog. Okay? I'm with you, man. Oh, man. Yeah, hey, Chris, Deshaun was learning how to take handoffs, right? Dude, man, if I'm the Browns, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. You might want a refund on this thing here, man. Yeah, hey, guys, please, let me get out of this here, man. All right. The one thing that we do, and the one thing that I want to say, you know what I'm going to start out my interview with Merrill Reese when we get him on? I'm going to ask him about the hype, because you guys said something about the hype of 17 in the preseason. And from what I'm gathering with you guys never started that 17. Like, I don't know, can you think June 7th, 2017, what were you thinking about the Eagles as they were getting ready to go to training camp? Was it this kind of excitement? What the hell? And I'll always tell you guys, okay? I'll always say this to you dudes, okay? That to me, that Eagles team in 17, they had the best combination of O-line, D-line I had seen maybe since the Steelers teams back in the 70s. They were just dominant. Your quarterback was 11-2 before he got hurt. Just wondering what Yale says not as much hype. 10-6, 9-7, you guys thought it best, really, for that team? Wow, there were no. So when they started winning, you must have freaked out. Didn't they get out to like some ungodly start? They were 11-2 when he got hurt, so obviously they got out to a great start. But there is clearly, is it because the team was 4-11-1 2 years ago, and they saw what happened last year? Why all the hype now? Why more hype? There's clearly more hype today than there was in your Super Bowl year. Paul says no one saw the Eagles going to the Super Bowl in 17. Absolutely no one. Did we have a dominant D-line? I think you did. Yeah, gaming, you're right. The pass rush wasn't spectacular that year, but I thought they were good on third down. They rolled. Wentz was great, and Foles closed it. Yeah, but you guys never saw it. You guys never. Hey, it was almost. I'm trying to think of a Super Bowl team in the Super Bowl era that just came from nowhere and won it, and you went, man. Okay? I can't, just came from nowhere. The Ravens? No, they were pretty good with that defense back in the day with Brian Billick. Even the John Harbaugh team was good. I'm trying to think of a team that came from no expectations. Can't say the Patriots because they won 6. That Eagle team, the Bears? No, because the Bears were good for a couple of years, and then they closed the deal in 85. I'm just trying to think of a team. The excitement, in my opinion, this year, how about this? Please hit the like button here. A man that has covered this team and maybe can give us a better perspective on this. June 7th of 2017 versus June 7th, 2022. There seems to be more expectations and more excitement about this team. Why wasn't there that same excitement about that 17 team? Nobody saw it coming, or maybe they did. Let's talk to the legendary voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, our friend Merrill Reese. Merrill, right? Was there more excitement for this group of guys than that 17 team? Did you actually think they'd be in contention during the preseason going into training camp where you thought that team had a shot to win the Super Bowl?
No. I mean, I wasn't thinking Super Bowl. I was thinking that the team could be pretty good because we liked what we saw of Carson Wentz as a rookie, and we thought that he was going to be improved. And we liked Doug Peterson. We saw what he did in his first year, and we thought that this could be a playoff contender if everything went well. And that was as far as you went. And then the season began, and they got on a roll. And there was a point during that season where you said, this team could go the distance if everything continued to go right. And don't forget, there were acquisitions during that season that turned out to be monumental. I mean, they lost people. They lost so many key people during that season, and yet they kept making the right moves. I mean, they lost their left tackle. They lost Jordan Hicks, their best linebacker. They lost their kicker, Caleb Sturgis. But they kept picking people up, like Jake Elliott from the Bengals practice squad, who made a 61-yarder to beat the Giants that turned out to be the turning point of the season. They picked up Jay Ajayi at the deadline, and that turned out to be a big plus. In the off season, they picked up LeGarrette Blount, and that didn't excite anybody. And he didn't show much during training camp, but nobody even knew if he would stick on the roster. And then the season began, and he was tremendous. And not only was he great on the field, he was a terrific teammate, LeGarrette Blount. He was a guy with a lot of force and a lot of positivity, a lot of the things that nobody knew that LeGarrette Blount would bring into the equation. So there were a lot of things, Dan, that happened during that season. This is a different season. This is a team that is coming off one of the most exciting drafts in recent history. This is a team that on paper is very, very exciting. And I say on paper, not to say that they won't be that way on the field, but when people say to me, what do you project for the 2022 Eagles? My answer is, I don't project seasons. My projections come week by week because, as you know, this is a war of attrition. This is who's standing in December. I mean, we look, Christmas Eve figures to be one of the most exciting games in recent history. Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, 4:25 in Dallas, December 24th. But you tell me right now who's going to be in and out of those lineups for both teams. So that's why we can have fun. And I understand fans taking out the marker and putting W's and L's when the schedule pops out in May. There was just a column the other week in the Inquirer, game by game. And they do that at the beginning of the season. Then they do it right after the schedule. Then they do it at the deadline in June when they see the acquisitions. But to me, you can only do it as the season goes along.
Absolutely. And those acquisitions you made, they may not have looked a lot, of those like A+ moves to fans, but it created the best red zone offense in the NFL when you ended up having LeGarrette Blount and Ajayi down there because the Eagles were so formative inside the 20-yard line going in.
Yeah, they also picked up Alshon Jeffries that year. Alshon Jeffrey was an off-season acquisition. Boy, what a pickup he was. And Nelson Aguilar, who had been so-so, had a great year. Everybody had a great year who had to. Oh, and they picked up Torrey Smith, who was a huge factor not only in the Super Bowl, but he was the recipient of that the trick play that they ran in the NFC Championship game against the Vikings. He was part of that.
Absolutely.
And then here's the other part of it, Dan, we think about. I believe it was Jeffrey Lurie who suggested going into the season, we really ought to bring Nick Foles back as a backup. He'll give you a little steadiness. He's got some experience. And who would know that Carson Wentz, who was arguably the MVP up until that day
when he got hurt.
Yeah, that when he got hurt, nobody thought that they were going to go then. And you know what? Nick didn't even play that well in the remaining games. He didn't play. Played all right against the Giants. Not bad. Did not play well against the Raiders and didn't do anything special in the short time he played in the season finale against the Cowboys. And then you go into the playoffs, and really, Dan, think about the game against Atlanta in the first round of the playoffs. He was okay. And in the second half, he came to life and was excellent. And in the next game, in the NFC Championship game against the Vikings, he was all world, the things he did. I mean, He was absolutely tremendous. And then everything took shape.
I love that, man. So the owner goes, hey, I think it'd be a great move to get Nick Foles on the team. I love that. I mean, why not bring him back? I kind of like the idea. Let's bring him back. He goes on with and I tell people this all the time, Merrill, one of the greatest moments I've ever seen in Super Bowl play. Hey, why don't we run the Philly special? Okay, let's do it. Okay. It goes out. And I'm like, that doesn't work like that usually, okay? It just doesn't work like that. That's just great coaching and everybody calm at the moment.
Well, you know what? I might have mentioned this to you, so you can stop me if I'm being redundant. But as they were lining up for that, I said, I don't agree going for it. They're 4th and 1 from the 1, and if New England stops them, it's a huge momentum switch, and don't forget that it is the Patriots taking over in the second half. Eagles had to kick off to the Patriots. They're going to be in deep trouble. And, of course, then comes the Philly special, and they go for it. And Mike Quick says to me, that's why you're up here and Doug's down there. But you know what? I said to Doug the week after, because we had a great relationship, I said, I still think it was the wrong call, but it worked.
That's right, it did. Hey, Merrill, I want to throw this at you here. And what I'm hearing out of A.J. Brown, it's not, when you sign these diva wide receivers, sometimes what you're going to get. And that, again, targets, numbers are important to these guys. This is how they get their money. All that being said. But what I'm hearing with A.J., man, Devontae Smith, sky's the limit. We have 2 number 1s. Man, I'll tell you what, he's going to be a terror this year. Not only have you brought in one of the top wideouts, I think you've brought in one of the top leaders now. I mean, he's bringing this kid along. And I was talking to Gary Cobb yesterday about this. It's one thing to be a rookie and not know the yellow brick road to get to being a superstar NFL guy, because that room last year didn't have veteran leadership in it. Now you put a guy who's one of the top flight guys in the league, and he's showing you, yeah, you're doing the right thing. Keep working hard. Keep doing what you're doing. This kid's great. I'll tell you something. I am impressed with the atmosphere and the environment of how these guys like one another and how these guys have a camaraderie with one another. It's really impressive to see that being built. Do you feel the same thing?
Well, I do. I think it's more impressive to see how that camaraderie and that attitude is when you've lost 2 in a row and are in the dumps a little bit. Then you see how it really comes together. At this point, they haven't been stopped one time right yet. So I reserve my judgment of a team's chemistry, if you want to use that word, until you see how they handle adversity. So I think it's encouraging, Dan, but it's not definitive.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, the rent's due in September, as you know, and Mike Quick knows. I mean, you can sit here on June 7th and go, hey, I won the offseason Lombardi trophy. See right here, it looks really good. But, the real one's over in February next year. So I get you, man. We won the offseason here. So, hey, I got to ask you a question about something here. And I think part of what I'm seeing with environment, I think a lot of people are so wanting Jalen Hurts to succeed. And we're all hoping, because if he succeeds, the team succeeds. And that means They're on a rookie contract. There's so many great things to see with Jalen Hurts. And I said this the other day, that stuff that popped up with Deshaun Jackson and with Donovan McNabb and him having a problem with him. Then all of a sudden you're seeing what you had a problem with T.O. and with McNabb. I'm just wondering, and from your perspective, just going back to that Deshaun Jackson comment where he said that he was upset with him being the first player in NFL history to start at 2 different positions in the Pro Bowl, and McNabb had a problem with it. You think that's the thing that held McNabb back was his leadership or his issues that he had with his wide receivers? Because those were out of Deshaun's mouth. That's a second wide receiver on the Eagles that he played with that had some sharp words for Donovan McNabb. Just your comment on it.
No, I thought Donovan was quite the leader. I thought Donovan was a leader in every way. I don't buy any of that when things pop up, 10 years after the fact. No, I thought that was a pretty healthy locker room. I mean, when you realize that team went to 5 NFC championship games, and that Donovan McNabb was the quarterback. I mean, he was pretty good. I think that Donovan McNabb had an air about him. I think he was a confident, comfortable leader. I like Donovan McNabb. I thought Donovan McNabb was a terrific quarterback who was. If you look at his stats, you can make a case for Hall of Fame. But I think Donovan was a great quarterback. And when these things pop, I never noticed much disarray with Donovan McNabb. Go back when Donovan was there and the Eagles drafted Kevin Cobb. I don't think Donovan was thrilled, but Donovan wasn't thrilled because he felt at that point that they could have drafted another weapon for him. Another offensive lineman, another wide receiver. So, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers was thrilled when they drafted Jordan Love, probably for that same reason. That's different than Carson Wentz reportedly, allegedly, not being happy when the Eagles drafted Jalen Hurts because he felt it was a reflection of how the organization felt about him, which it wasn't. So I like a quarterback who is really confident in his own ability and thinks he's the greatest quarterback who has ever lived. And Donovan was right there. Aaron Rodgers is right there. Tom Brady, Drew Brees at his best. These quarterbacks, the top quarterbacks believe they can move mountains. And that was Donovan. They don't lose confidence.
Finally here, Merrill, you're around the game a lot. Maybe I'm old school, get off my lawn guy, and help me out on this because it is a new NFL. The fact that, OTAs, instead of going 6 days, they're going 4 days. They're doing 53 minutes. They're going to tailor down in the training camp where they're not going to go the full route of 2-a-days. They're going to break camp early. They're not playing McNabb. They're not playing Jalen in the exhibition games. I know they want to worry about health. I get that. Last year they were healthy, and you even said something about the 17 team. The 17 team was a mass unit, won the Super Bowl. Last year they were healthy as they were ever going to be, and they got killed in the opening round of the playoffs. I mean, where do you land on this? I mean, Jimmy Johnson, I tweeted out, Coach Johnson believed in more practice, more reps. Is that just old school thinking today because of salary cap and what you can and not have on your football team? Because you said it, it's the war of attrition, and you've got to get through the war of attrition if you're going to try to win a Super Bowl. Where do you stand on this?
Greatest coach I've ever been around was Dick Vermeil. And those teams looked like they were going through the baton death march.
Yeah.
They had the 2-a-days, and they were, but he brought 125 people to camp. Now they bring in 90.
Right.
And it is a different world. I think it says a lot of good things about the Eagles' outlook last year, the fact that they were not hit hard by injuries. They didn't have many of the soft tissue injuries. I mean, they had a few early injuries that hurt. Brooks went down, and Brandon Graham went down with an Achilles. But for the most part, I mean, Brandon Brooks went down. You knew that was happening, but I don't think that was a reflection of the way training camp was run. However, I think you have to be smart, However, I also believe you have to be able to enter the season being able to tackle. And there's no tackling these days at training camp. And I like Nick Sirianni. I think he's a bright young coach, brought a great culture to the organization, is liked and respected by this team. And I think they do a lot of things right. However, their philosophy is that in 2 of the 3 preseason games against the Browns and against the Dolphins, they will go early to those cities and they will work in dual practices for 3 days. They feel that they get more out of that than they do out of a preseason game. I understand what they're saying. I think they can accomplish a lot. However, I am of the belief that only a game is a game. And I would like to see Jordan Hurts get a quarter in each game. I'd like him to play 1 quarter. I'd tell him very quickly, don't take chances, don't run the ball. If they're coming, throw it away. But I'd like to see him play 1 quarter, get used to these wide receivers in actual game conditions. I'm not telling him to go a half or 3 quarters, but get the rust off. I watched Aaron Rodgers. I watched Josh Allen last year play in the preseason. I think you should, again, intelligently. But I think last year, Jalen Hurts had 10 plays in 1 preseason game, and that was it. Then he was in bubble wrap the rest of the way. I think you need to get knocked around a little bit. Take the regulars out at halftime if you want.
How about this, Merrill? How about this? Phil Simms on Friday said this. There's one thing about the controlled scrimmages that you were referencing and the practices versus game reps. When you're in preseason and you're in those preseason games, even though you're not getting a high volume, they are more quality reps in those games than when you have it controlled scrimmages.
Yes.
And he says that for him, also, what you're referencing and Jimmy referenced is that I want my quarterback. He doesn't have to take a high volume.
No.
But at least get high volume reps on what those reps mean. And there's no substitute for playing in a game.
No, there is no substitute for playing in a game. And you need that little bit of a sense of urgency. Not if the play doesn't work, we'll back it up and try it again. I mean, practices are practices. And again, I think they're advantageous. I think they're good. I'm not, everything they're doing is good. I'm not for going live.
You're muted, Merrill. Merrill, you're muted. That's okay. Hey, Merrill. We're good. Hey, we'll see you. Xander, we're good, man. You make sure you tell Merrill we're good. We got muted there at the very end. So 2 things came out of that. Okay. So Jeffrey Lurie was the guy that wanted Foles in 17. And Merrill thinks Jalen should play in the exhibition season. We're going to hit on that. Hey, don't forget, my friends, Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. If you're hurt or injured on the job, make sure that you get an attorney that's going to do the best for you and your family by getting you the fair compensation. For the people, it's not a slogan. It's who they are. It is what they do. Last 30 years, $13.5 billion in compensation settlement for their clients, with over 800 attorneys strong at Morgan & Morgan, offices in Philly, New York, Florida. There is no law firm that is bigger than Morgan & Morgan, and they will do battle for you. There's no such thing as a fender bender. The call is free, 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The consultation is free, 800-512-1600. Open 24/7, 7 days a week. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor. Tell them Big Sil sent you.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When you're hit from behind in a car crash, the insurance company may try to say, you can't possibly be hurt. It was only a few miles an hour. It's simply not true. You see, here's the thing. Getting hit at 10 miles per hour is like falling off of this. 15 miles per hour, like this. And only 25 miles per hour, this. Injured, dial pound law. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Go for the polls and the pools. Go for the oohs and the ahs. Go for the bubbles and the bubbly. Go for the story and the stories. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
At Action News, we cherish every moment, and it's our profound responsibility to bring you closer to your world. Never miss a moment. Trust the people at Action News.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again? You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
I think Merrill's going to have to go on Angelo's show again. Yeah. Set the record straight, especially after what me and Xander are going to do with this. Hit the like button. Big Sills here. So it wasn't the general manager's call to bring Foles in. It was Jeffrey Lurie's call in 2017. Okay. Merrill said that. I didn't. And Merrill said he agrees that they should practice. This idea of not practicing, hey, I think I'm going to have to tell him, bro. Okay, I think I'm going to have to tell him. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to tell him, man. I think you're going to have to go on Angelo's show. Thank you, Michael. So, hey, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles was the guy that got Nick Foles on the team at 17. Was he your boy? Hey, yeah, get this. He takes victory laps in Philly like he did. First thing Xander did was, Lurie, here, let me take a look at what Xander said to me. Lurie wanted Foles, 17. That's the first thing I thought of, too. I was like, wow. owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, was the guy that won you a Super Bowl by making the one move that would make them winners and getting that quarterback to take over for Wentz. The owner of the team did it, not the GM. I don't know. That's the first I've heard of that. How about you? That's the first I heard that the owner thought it was a good idea to bring Nick Foles back. Okay. BR. Merrill Reese said it. I didn't. Everyone in Philly loves Foles after he won, and he was the MVP. What up, Sil? Sorry late, man. All good, Seth. Thanks for stepping in. Please hit the like button. Hey, Randall, he may have to go on Angelo's show because I got a feeling that that's going to be a soundbite. Hey, man. He said something about a tight end, and he had to go on Angelo's show on WIP to kind of like, I don't have any insight of what's going on. If Zach Ertz is on the team, I'll be starting to eat it out. And we were like, okay. Wow. Nick Foles and the owner. Hey, I wonder, when Foles was a free agent, I wonder if the owner of the Eagles thought it would be a good idea to bring him back. That's why they kind of thought about it for a little bit. And maybe he didn't want to redo it. And get this. Don't you find it ironic he landed with Frank in Indy? He didn't land in Philly. So he lands with Frank in Indy behind Matt Ryan. Coincidence? Coincidence? All of a sudden, he lands in Indianapolis. Big Chris says, don't be pressed. I'm not pressing anything. I just I asked the question, that's all. Swatting the hornet's nest. I don't know. I can't wait to see what we post. The owner of the team wanted to have Foles and not Howie. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, Xander. Don't do that. Holy cow, that'd be a shitstorm. Don't do that. Don't. I bet, Randall, I bet the owner, I bet he broached it with Howie. Hey, you think it'd be a good idea to have him as a backup, trade Minshew to Indianapolis? Don't do what? Don't put the headline that the owner of the Eagles wanted Foles in 17 and not Howie. And that's what won the Super Bowl. Don't do that headline, because we don't want to have Merrill on Angelo's show tomorrow morning. Oh, the last time something like this happened, Merrill called me and goes, I don't have any insight. I don't know where. I go, Merrill, I don't know. I didn't say anything. You answered a question here. Hey, man. Oh, man, if you post it like that, Merrill Reese, the owner of the Eagles, wanted Foles in 17. It was his call. Hey, Sileo, do your stick. Yeah, I don't have a stick. Oh, that stick. Oh, by the way, too, Merrill also said they should be practicing. Hey, Don, you're welcome. Woo! Man. Well, he'll be on. If we post it that way, Mel Reese says the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles wanted to have Nick Foles on the team in 17. It was his call, and that he thought about it in 2022. He'll be on Angelo's show at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. Oh, my God almighty. All right, guys, please hit the like button. I think we started up a little bit again here. We'll see how this whole thing plays out. I really appreciate everybody coming aboard. Merrill was spectacular as always. We really appreciate all of you. Don't forget, if you're not following me on my Twitter page at Dan Sileo Show, please do. We appreciate you guys doing that. Hey, till tomorrow, 3 to 6 Eastern time. We'll see you on the flip side.